Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to a pre-recorded, this is not a live stream archive, this is a recorded Let's Play of the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. And before we get started, before I launch into just greeting you all again, I want to say I'm trying this out as a premiere. I'm trying YouTube's premiere feature. So first things first, just let me know how you feel about that feature. If you'd like to see it with other LPs that I might be doing or other videos, or if it's not your preferred way of receiving videos. I know the people who don't prefer it are probably going to be a little bit louder, but I'll try to gauge the support or the feedback to that. Just something that I thought I would give a try, since this is kind of like a return to form, hopefully. Hopefully it will be kind of an event. Me coming back to do a pre-recorded. I looked in the YouTube catalog, and the last time I did not a Twitch archive, not a live stream archive. Last time I did a video that was pre-recorded and posted it was Isaac. But the last time I did that was over 2 years ago, I think, or about to, maybe not over, about 2 years ago. So needless to say, a lot has happened since then. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to knock out this little guy here, which is the third Isaac save file. We'll go for 3 mil. How about it? So obviously a great deal has happened in my life, but ooh, I guess have I already made a mistake? We might as well do hard, we might as well do hard mode, right? I don't really see the point to cracking away at normal necessarily, other than it might be a little faster, but let's suck it up. But obviously quite a lot has happened in my life over the past 2 years. First things first, anybody who follows the channel or knows me, has been to the stream on twitch.tv/accidentalgrenade, that kind of thing, probably knows that I got married to Casey. Casey and I got married in July of 2017. Asking her to marry me was the best decision I ever made in my life. I only wish that I had made it perhaps quite a bit sooner, but that's the way she goes sometimes. That's just the way she goes. So we got married. Since then, a lot has changed. I've had multiple career changes since then. I don't really talk about my job in specifics on my channel that much, because I'm sort of just protective of my identity and my safety and that kind of thing, and also just to sort of separate work and this, as it were. But just to give you a scope of how long it's been, I suppose. And other than that, we bought a house. We moved from Maryland to Pennsylvania. We bought a house. Yeah, we'll do this. Probably should have put Wheel of Fortune down. And now we will go to the shop. Going to the first floor shop is kind of a treat, especially since we can donate to it and unlock things for the shop in the future. But we moved from Maryland back to Pennsylvania is where I grew up. Well, we don't have a donation machine, so, and we now live in Pennsylvania. A charge baby would be nice. And most importantly, perhaps, or most importantly in my recent memory, we had a beautiful baby girl. Her name is Eden, and it's not a reference to Isaac, believe it or not. I know people have a hard time believing that, but it is not specifically a reference to the game. Casey actually had the name Eden in mind well before Isaac was ever a thing, well before she met me even. But it just, coincidentally it happened to work out that it also is a character in this game, in which I have spent now, well, with these recordings, probably eclipsing 1,500 hours, which is pretty incredible. Okay, all right. And, there's going to be some cringe-worthy gameplay mistakes as we go along here, because I'm out of the recording and playing and just Isaac in general practice, because I've got more important things in my mind, namely my beautiful baby girl. Being a dad is the most wonderful thing, you guys. It's absolutely incredible. And honestly, we're spoiled. It has been a breeze. Eden is just a wonderful baby. She's very easy. She's a champion sleeper already. Very easygoing, calm, smiley, just everything you could ask for in a child. So, long story short, we're not having another one. I'll tell you that much. No, I mean, probably not, honestly. We haven't really, like, come down on that in concrete, like, hard terms, but, I would say, if I had to peg it down, like, right now, I would say we're leaning towards maybe calling it at 1, with the option to maybe, like, if we were gonna have another kid, we might, really consider, we meet again, Spike Room. Really consider looking into fostering a child. Just because there's so many kids out there that could really use a nice home, and perhaps we could provide that. And fostering is way less expensive than adoption, and we do not have a lot of the quan, as the French say. The French quan. The Bitcoin. We don't have... I actually do have some Bitcoin, but we don't have a lot of just money in general. But yeah, I mean, we bought a house. The house has been wonderful. We have a really nice house. The best thing for you guys about this house is that it has its own, like, sort of, like, separate space downstairs for me to record, where I can sort of, you know, have the benefit of being able to be at least fairly loud and not disturb the wee little lass if she's having a spot of nap, you know. But having a house is pretty cool. You know, having a house comes with its own struggles. We've got neighbors who are less than ideal at times. We've got there's a homeowners association. If you don't know what a homeowners association is, I didn't really. I mean, I kind of did before, but it's basically like it's like a group of people that sort of represent your community in different ways, and it has some benefits. Like, for example, our homeowners association will it takes care of the snow removal and landscaping. Like, I don't have to weed whack my yard or mow it even, and I don't have to shovel snow. If it's over a certain amount, they come and they clear our driveway for us. If it's less than a certain amount, then I do have to shovel. But we should go into the arcade. I don't know if there's any kind of... And I'm not going for boss rush or anything like that. This is going to be a short video because the first runs just go to Mom, I believe. But yeah, so a homeowners association has its benefits, but basically it's a reason for, like, a bunch of baby boomers to meet together and feel incredibly self-important, like feel like they have power in their limited sphere of the world. And I've never really had that desire to feel that, so I avoid it basically at all costs. I had to go to a homeowners association meeting, actually, because our landscaping bill actually, well, more specifically, I think our snow removal bill went, like, way over, and we ended up having to, like, pay the extra, and I went to sort of, like, dispute it or, like, figure out why, and if it was really something we needed to pay or what they were going to do about it, and yada, yada, yada. And I hated literally every second of it. Didn't really contribute, took some notes, figured out what was going on, and as soon as I had a, like, decent grasp on what was going on, got the hell out of there. It's not even, the sad thing is, it's not even baby boomers that are, like, self-important. It's actually millennials who want to be baby boomers, if that makes sense. It's young people who looked at their parents, the ones that are jerks to retail employees, and say, I'm going to need to see your manager. It's kids who looked at parents that did that and said, oh man, that is so cool. Whereas most sane individuals look at people who do that and they, like, put their, you know, their head in their hand and go, oh my God, please, Mom, please. Can we just go home? This person, they're just doing their job. They're just doing their job. Like, it's not their fault. I will tell you, having empathy for, as a former retail employee, if you have empathy for the retail employees in your life, especially if you've never worked retail, bless your heart. You are a breath of fresh air, because that is a hard life, and they get reamed out for things that are outside their control on an extremely regular basis. We're gonna take both because we need to, like, you know, we need to touch things, and we're only going to mom, so I'm feeling good about where we're at right now. You know what? And I mean, fuck it. Let's take this too. I ain't scared. If there's a time when it's good for me to take this, why not now, huh? After all, why watch a streamer with no balls? Riddle me this. But anyway, homeowners associations, it's hell on earth, honestly. Hell on Asgard. That's what it stands for. Okay, we're gonna throw that there. But overall, having a house is like, it's actually amazing how much it's done for me in terms of, serendipitous. It's actually amazing how much it's done for me in terms of, like, motivation to, like, clean and keep, like, the space, like, preserved. It's just something about, like, even, like, when I rented, and maybe this is different for some people, when I rented, even though, like, I really loved getting away from my parents, and that sounds bad, but I really loved experiencing that first independence of having my own apartment, right? And I really did think of it as, like, mine, but not in the same way that I do with a house. It really felt that sense of ownership, I guess. I mean, that's got to be the explanation, because now, with a house, I am, like, I really want to keep it nice. And it's because it's mine, you know? Where an apartment, always in the back of your mind, you're like, ah, yeah, but we're going to leave this at some point, and then, like, we don't have to care anymore. And I guess, I mean, that's eventually true about our house as well, but it feels, it's got a, you know, a much more permanent feel to it. Are we going to take this too? This and curse die? Blech. All right, this is the run that AG hates. These items. Do we always get restock machines, like, in the beginning? In the beginning, there was the restock. And it was for breaking the game. And AG looked upon it and said, this is bad. If you're not familiar, I don't like breaking the game. So if you're looking for, like, top 20 fastest ways to break, you know, accidental grenade owns Isaac. Click here, red arrow. That's not, that ain't me. That ain't me. I basically, like, I play Isaac to, like, have an action-y experience. So breaking the game is, like, is literally like pulling teeth for me. It's horrible. Nah. I mean, actually, we'll take this. I don't really need the watch battery. But we're cruising. And this video is going well. I think, you know, I've had these crazy life experiences, like, having a house has taught me so much. Having a baby, it's weird because I think people respond to having a child in some very, like, there are responses all across the spectrum, from, like, full-on mental breakdowns to, like, oh my god, like, how do people do this, to oh my god, I want 5 more of these, etc., etc. Anyone who tells you, because people will tell you, when you're getting married or you're buying a house, or especially when you're having a baby, people will go out of their way to tell you how it's going to be. And don't listen to them. That's how it was for them, you know? It doesn't have to be how it was for you. Because my experience with having a baby, honestly, and this is gonna feel like a humble brag, but it's true. It has been an extremely healthy thing for me. I have been doing better at work. I have been working out extremely consistently for the first time in at least, like, 15 years or so. At least, like, 12 years or so, which is still incredible. Ow. And just overall, I've just been like, I guess I've just risen to the occasion, is what I would say. And it's weird, but I think the reason for it is just like, it's just, it totally just gave me this perspective that I didn't have before, that I want to be a healthy, well-rounded individual, because now I have somebody who is going to look at me and say, there's my model for being a human, you know? And I didn't like the person that I was, and I want to be better. And I think I am better. So far, you know, it could all come crashing down. But I have a partner who is like I said, bringing it back around is the best thing that's ever happened to me. And she supports me like no other. I literally told her, I was like, you know, I'm going to be working out. I'm going to be working full time. I'm going to be streaming. I want to try to record some videos, and I want to try to be an amazing dad. And I was like, I'm going to try to keep all of these things up until, you know, I crash. I'm going to inevitably crash and burn. And then she said, like, just looked at me like not a joking bone in her body and said, I don't think you will. Because she's awesome. And that's a thing, I think, too, we were talking about, Casey and I was just kind of saying, I think a mistake that people make, honestly, when they have a baby is putting the baby first. And that sounds weird to phrase it like that, but I think you put the marriage first. I think you do. Because when it comes right down to it, what is hitting me? Oh, there was a fly around the poop. Okay, that's fine. I did not. I hit it 3 times and then got teleported before I figured out what it was, but that's okay. Multidimensional police. Get him! Alright. Still got our max devil deal chance. A little chubby. We got the belly button, which is pretty lame. I do want to go back and get into that item room, but it's going to take 1,000 years because of Taurus here. We're not going to make boss rush. Oh, can I still do that? I don't. Oh, let's try again. All right. Second time's the charm there. You know, like I said, we got to shake off the rust, right? It's like my hands have been shackled for 1,000 years. 10,000 years can give you such a crick in the neck. Robin Williams. Freaking. Dude, there's like... Robin Williams passing is like... It's so sad. He was such a charismatic, interesting individual, and there's so many times now when I see a movie and I'm like, God damn, Robin Williams would have been great for this. Don't even get me started on the whole Will Smith fiasco. That movie is gonna be horrible. I just cannot imagine it not being horrible. It's just... The thing is, the genie's gotta be zany. Will Smith is too cool to be the genie. He's Fresh Prince. He's, you know, like, has Will Smith ever effectively played a weird character? Like, there's certain actors who are really good at playing someone just freaking off the wall, right? Like, my classic example is Brad Pitt. I love Brad Pitt when he plays someone crazy. When Brad Pitt plays someone who's relatively normal, he is not that great. Like, Snatch, fantastic, plays a total loon. Fight Club, fantastic, plays a total loon. Inglourious Basterds, same deal. You know? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, pretty bad. He plays, like, overall, a pretty sane dude. Same thing with Benjamin Button. Benjamin Button, weird movie, crazy movie. Brad Pitt, though, like, psychologically in that movie, pretty normal. So I don't really like his performance in that. That one might be a little controversial, but you get my drift. Will Smith trying to play a crazy, fast-talking, wisecracking genie. It's not... The genie's not supposed to be like... I don't know how to describe it. The genie's not a jock, right? The genie is, like, mentally unstable, you know? Will Smith is a jock. That's how I would put it. Ooh. Oh, we'll get stem cells eventually. Don't you worry about that. This is my favorite little, like, small trick in Isaac. I think people don't do it enough. Bombing the, oh! Like I was going to say, bombing the, shopkeepers to get a little bonus chance at a deal with the devil. You know what? There's something for playing a blood donation machine, isn't there? I feel like there's a unlock for that, so let's... Okay, well, let's do that. We'll take IV bag for a second. Yeah, we can't make boss rush, but that's fine. I don't even know. Does boss rush... I don't think boss rush even opens at the beginning. There's so much, like, I've unlearned in Isaac, so I don't even know if, like, we could get into boss rush if we were fast enough right now. Like, a lot of the, you know... what the items do and things like that, most of that stuff you just internalize over time and that stays with you. A lot of the stuff from like an early save file like this, you just lose because it's like you only need, I needed this knowledge 1,200 hours or so ago. You know, I don't need it now. So it's completely atrophied. But yeah, I mean, having a baby is fantastic. It tests you like no other thing. But it's also incredible. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, literally speaking, I think Casey's the best thing that's ever happened to me. But people get weird when you say that. Like, which is choose which is better, your wife or your baby? If both of them were hanging off a cliff, which one would you save? No, I'm not going down that road.
2 of diamonds.
Okay, I'll go down that road. I mean, you save the baby in that hypothetical because the baby, because Casey has lived long. It just becomes a math equation. But, you know, then you got, if you're saying which has been more important in my life, you got the old, like, time paradox where if I go back and I'd never met Casey, I wouldn't have eaten in the first place. So, you know, trump card, she's the best thing that's ever happened to me because she counts for both. I mean, balls of steel. You know what? Let's play this guy. See if we can squeak another item out of him. I'm not scared on this run at all. Yep, we did. Nice. We'll take both of these because that helps us unlock a Zazel, which will help things go fast. We got conjoined. Oh shit! Let's just try to get boss rush. I don't know if it'll actually work, but we got an Emperor card. I didn't even think about this. Let's go! Oh, and then I'll have to do, what did I do to myself? I have to do freaking boss rush with Cursed Eye here. That's gonna go real well. Nope, doesn't open. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for episode 1 of this Let's Play. We unlocked a ton of challenges. Speed, have a heart, Pride Day, my goodness. Look at the unlocks. Onan Streak, that one sucks. The Guardian, even worse. April's Fool's not bad. Cube of meat, ball of bandages. We'll get working on those bandage girls, etc., etc. We beat Mom. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, especially on a first episode, you know, rejuvenating the channel with these pre-recorded videos, please leave a like or a comment. It really helps out a lot. And if you want to see more of these videos when they come out, please subscribe. And that's going to do it for this video. We're going to be back. I'm going to keep recording these. If there's other games you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. Honestly, I was about to wrap up the video, but I just am excited to be here, and so I'm still talking. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. We're going to keep unlocking what we can unlock here in Isaac. And if you got other game suggestions, if you got other suggestions for the YouTube channel, for the Twitch channel, anything you want to see from me, from mine, let me know. I'm Accidental Grenade, and thank you so much for watching.